Hello everyone, this is Mark Blanton from the Real South Africa. I'm glad you guys have been following us on Facebook, and obviously on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. We've been getting a lot of questions about South Africa, moving to South Africa, and also doing business in South Africa. So what I decided to do is bring in one of my gurus who knows a lot about how to do business here in South Africa. He can answer many questions about how to start, how to close a business, how to sell a business, and how to definitely do business here in the continent. So now, here we are. This is Derrick. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Derrick.
Hi everybody, my name is Derrick Ndzavi. I'm a business advisor certified in South Africa and also the head of marketing for Institute of Business Advisors South Africa. And I'm also a non-executive board member. I'm the founder of Mentors Without Borders in South Africa, where we get all the advisors who come from across the globe who can make their time available to advise small businesses. And I'm also the founder of New DiscoveryBS, which is a consulting company. And also a developer of Recharge My Biz app. Which connects all the entrepreneurs with business advisors. So all the business advisors, if you're available, you can connect with us through the app. So yeah, that's what I do. I met Mark and we have been together for quite some times now. Yeah. And whatever that he needs with regard to business in South Africa, he'll run to me. But and we've been doing it together for quite some time. And I must say that I'm very, very proud and excited by looking at him and his passion for South Africa, but also the help that, because some of the clients that I'm having in South Africa, actually, they are referred by him to me. And I asked them, guys, why don't you know about me? So, but also that showed me the power of connection. But yeah, he's very passionate, and so we are here today just to share some ideas in terms of how you can do a business in South Africa and what you can do for you to get established in South Africa. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, no problem. Now, as you know, he said a lot of things. All that information is going to be in the description. So if you want to reach out to Derrick later on, after watching this video, believe me, just feel free. Derrick will try to reach out to you as much as he can. It's clear that he's a very busy man. However, he took time today to just answer a few questions about doing business here in South Africa. So Derrick, tell me why entrepreneurs from the United States should come here and do business. I know it's an open-ended question, however, I'm sure you can give a real broad answer.
Yeah, I think I can answer to that question. I would say that South Africa has a lot of opportunities for investors from outside, Africa or any part of the world for that matter. Not because the conditions are conducive, every country can promise you that. But in terms of South Africa, it's got that kind of a diverse approach. So whatever business that you start in South Africa has a way of you scaling up. And scaling it up, you can start anything similar or that can complement your business. Okay. So that allows an investor to grow investment quicker and faster in that space. So, but also, I would say that when you come to South Africa to get accommodation, to get convenient place where you can be and to buy property, it becomes easier either way for you to be established in a country. So I would say that it's very friendly environment. Yes, we have issues of corruption, which every country can talk about that language.
Sure.
And the issue of crime, yes, we have to look at it. But I would say that the kind of policy now, the kind of maybe proactiveness in terms of dealing with these issues, it's there. There is willingness to deal with them. Unlike in a state where you find that even when you complain, there is no human right.
Yeah.
So when you lodge complaint, they don't care who you are. You just ask, where do you come from? I'm from the States. Go back to where you come from. You can't tell us how to. So here, human rights protection, but also what I like is that USA, the government itself, has got that kind of a good relationship with South Africa, such that it becomes easier for, let's say, a citizen from America, the US, who would say, I've got a problem. You can go to your consulate, you can follow the right procedure, and there's that protection. So doing business in South Africa, but also looking at the opportunities, the growth opportunities are there in South Africa for now that one can tap into and look into.
Okay. So I noticed you said the word investment or investor. Would you consider an investor somebody who comes here, they decide to buy an existing business, or somebody who decides to using their skill set to start a business. Would you consider those people investors as well?
Actually, those are the kind of investors that we are looking at for a simple reason. If you look at South Africa, the current infrastructure and structure does not have your kind of angel investors. It's only venture capitalists and all that. So I believe that if somebody comes from outside who would come with a business IQ and mentorship approach to these small businesses and add value to the small business. There are a lot of small businesses that have a great potential to succeed. Unfortunately, when it comes to resources, they are very limited. And also the government, if you have a situation where your own government has to depend on donors or funders to run the government, the guarantee that there will be no way that a small business can benefit from that setup. So what's happening now is that all the small businesses that have potential to succeed are looking at the opportunities from the investors from outside who would say, look, I'm ready to buy into. So yes, we are here as business advisors to help you do due diligence, to do assessment and evaluation, to make sure that whatever information that this small business is giving you is relevant, so that before you can invest, you know that you have done your homework, and you don't have to be in South Africa to do that. You just tell us, look, I'm looking for a tech company to invest in, or I'm looking for property company, or I'm looking for construction. Then we go down there and look for which company is looking for funding and which company's got potential to grow your investment. And then from there you can do the investment, and then from there the process of maybe coming to South Africa and being a business, with a business visa or whatever the arrangement can be done, that can follow. But in terms of making sure that your funding or your funds are processed the right way and channeled to the right kind of a business that you're looking for.
Okay. So you would say entrepreneurship is pretty big here?
I would say that entrepreneurship is pretty big, but the only challenge that we have in South Africa is that most of them are not creating employment because of the low scale of investment that is there in those businesses. So you find that it's only taking care of 2 or 3 people. So, once we allow a huge investment in the entrepreneurs or in the small businesses, the chances of now having those businesses creating more jobs are very high. So you find that what we are sitting with in South Africa is where a small business has no capacity to produce. So if a small business can have the capacity to produce, capacity to create jobs, so that business can grow at a high rate.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the limitations are in your operational kind of machinery and all that, which limits a lot of small business from growing.
So what would be the advantages for somebody that say, coming from the U.S., hey, I want to start a firm, or I want to, like I said, start a business, or buying into a business. Are there any advantages for somebody who's a foreigner or coming from Africa, coming from America? Is there any advantages that you know of?
Well, the advantages would be more on your tax implications, because it's not like South Africa would say, if you do business in South Africa, you can have ownership of your business in South Africa, or you can start an extended business, your business that is based in the US or UK, whatever country, then you can have it in South Africa to come and partner with South African company and still exist as an international brand. So you don't have to, when you come to South Africa, you can buy into a small business, that's an advantage, or you can register your own business in South Africa. So which actually is a good advantage, because you know that you've got ownership, and you've got full ownership, and you've got full rights to your company. And then from there, you have to look at what are the opportunities. Having started a business in South Africa, the beauty about it is that the government will allow you, there are some tax incentives and benefits that you can have, to have started a business in South Africa. And also, which is very critical, which we have seen, is that the quota of saying, well, at least as South African, that business, if you come to South Africa to start, at least 25% of the shareholding can be with South African kind of, how it works. Kind of BE. But also BE has a huge advantages for most of the businesses, whether it's international or what. Once you partner in a BE situation, it means that if your business then a chance to apply for tender opportunities, then it means that you are considered for that, because you've got BE partners. Unlike if you don't have BE partners, you're not gonna be you're not gonna go through the tender process either way.
Yes, you can't. And the BEE process is BEE is Black Economic Empowerment. and I might have another letter, but Black empowerment. And when he's talking about tenders, he's talking about government contracts. Government contracts are local and federal levels of contracts. And if you partner with a company that's already BEE compliant, then that helps you, helps you even more to get those government contracts, which are well sought after. They're paid, very well. So I know a lot of people here are looking to try to get tenders. No, I hear it a lot. I want to get a tender. I want to get a tender. Are you a tender guy? And I hear you talking about, you mean tender? But anyway, okay. So now, as far as doing business in South Africa, and then like you said, I heard you say scale up, because just getting here, starting your business, partnering up, starting your own registered company here. How about the scale up process, especially working with you?
That's a very good question, Mark, because most of the investors who come to South Africa not follow the right channels, not consult with the right people, get invested into individuals who have no credibility. Yeah. And by the time they want to, here's what happens. You put your 100, let's say 100 US dollars, right? Put in a small business. The small business owner take the money, buy whatever they want to buy, do whatever they want to do, but some of them, trust me, they can use it to their personal, not necessarily for business. Now, what happens is, every business after 3 months, there may be a need for either recapitalization, or it could be a need for maybe funding for bigger machines and everything, because in as much as the dreams can be bigger, if your systems are not kind of in place where you can say, now we need to move to the next step, we need to cut costs by investing in more. So you'll find that you'll end up investing the amount more than what you initially invested, which you agreed in terms of percentage. So what we do is to monitor the growth of the business, to say, no, here you got the money from the investor. Now let's sit down and talk. What is it that this money was meant for? And how can this money be employed towards what you said you want it for? And then once we monitor that and say the business has started, even when you go back to the investor and say, but also it's very important to indicate to the investor to say, listen, as an investor, yes, we have 100,000 from you, but our projection is that in 3-4 months, we may make this amount. But if we don't, what kind of extra investment we can expect from you? And what conditions and terms that we can put in place. So most of the negotiations don't go that far. And because most of these small businesses, they are negotiating out of desperation. To say, you know what, I just want investment, and I'm going to give you, imagine a small business, say to you, I'm going to give you 10% of my company when you put 100,000 US dollars. But the business itself, it's worth 10,000 US dollars. Yeah, so chances are they need. So why don't you give me 1,000% ownership?
I was going to do the math. I was going to say it's about 1,000%.
Why don't you say, listen, I have an idea, I've got a potential, I'm sitting with all that idea and a potential, but here's the reality, I don't have money. But with your money, let's negotiate. We can go 50-50, we can go 60-40 or whatever. But because I believe in this business, and I've got promissory documents, letters from the potential buyers for my product, and which is at this value. But that can be reversed. You cannot guarantee an investor based on a promissory note, because that can be reversed. The buyer can decide and say, listen, because of COVID, I'm no longer interested. So where does it leave the investor? So the intentions must be good in terms of how you negotiate. And then for you now to start a business, and you have to scale it up. Scaling up will need money, but the business itself can refinance itself. If it cannot recapitalize itself, the investor looks at the potential and say, we have grown this far, now we need to take it to the next level. And the investor can still come in, but only if there has been transparency from the start of your business.
And that's where you come in.
That's where we come in. That's the transparency you're looking at. That's a carbon paper you're looking at in between. Between the two sheets.
And as you see now, this is why we, to answer some of you guys' questions, this is why we brought Derrick in. Like I said, we get a lot of emails, we get a lot of questions about hey, I would love to invest in Africa, and it doesn't always mean like here's my money, but it also means that you can, as an investment, you can come and start a business, or better yet, start a business that creates jobs, because that's what we need here in South Africa, and so forth. So there's many ways to do it, and it's virtually impossible to get all of this down just in one sit down. However, again, our information is in the description. Derrick's information is going to be in the description as well. So you can reach out to him via email, and like I said, then of course he'll get back with you on your questions. I will say, as a business person in the US and a business person here in South Africa, a lot of things are similar, and of course a lot of things are different. A lot of it is just the terminology. He might use one terminology, we use another, and it's different. In the end though, it comes down to, having, there's always risk when you do business. There's always a risk, but on some levels you got to try to buy down or mitigate your risk by working with professionals on the ground who do what they do and do it very, very well, and so forth. So again, he's a certified business person here in South Africa. So again, send all your questions. If you got any questions, especially for my YouTubers, go ahead and send us those questions. We'll go ahead and get them to Derrick and see if there's a way that you can actually, scale up your own life by doing business here in South Africa. So Derrick, I got one more question for you. So, the name of our company is called The Real South Africa, as you already know.
And as I was jealous about, how did you get that beautiful name when I'm in South Africa and could not think about calling myself a real South African company?
I got you. So what does The Real South Africa mean to you?
Well, I'll say that since we met either way, and looking at your passion for South Africa and your love for South Africa, and I remember you did brief me to say, look, Derrick, the intention is to make sure that we tell South Africa to the world. Yeah. And we tell Americans about South Africa. We talk about the real good estate that are in South Africa, not just the sheikhs and all these things that people see on TV, not only violence and all these things, but we talk about investment opportunities, and that's why we are here today. And we talk about, so going through especially your business model, for me it was very exciting, because in as much as you want to make profit or whatever the case, because that's the intention of all the entrepreneurs, but in this case I see you stepping up and say, I'm just bringing a social entrepreneurship approach to say, how do I speak and communicate to the world about the country, and which I believe strongly that our government has to find a way to partner with your business and say, listen, you are doing something that our agencies are not. Because remember, man, for these things to succeed, it does not need agencies that are regulated. It needs individual companies that are owned by individuals who have passion for the country to sell the country. But the regulated industry like you, I won't mention names, there is a fight. Today you need the CEO to have a deal with them. Tomorrow the CEO has been suspended. And now where does it leave the campaign to promote the country? It collapses.
Correct.
So private companies like yourself can serve a better option and a better value. So these are the companies that I would say that the government should look at, how do they empower them financially to reach out there, do advertising of the country, do the marketing of the country for the benefit of the country. And at the end of the day, they would have created opportunities. They would have created jobs in the process. So your company has that kind of a conduit between the government to another government or a country to country. And I would say that you have to keep on doing it. And if you drop the ball, I'm going to take it over and
I get it. Well, I'd like to thank everybody, who watched this video. Of course, if you are on any of the platforms, make sure you stay with us, follow us, because there's going to be more information. If Derrick's video blows up, just saying, if it blows up, we will bring them back, and we will have more deeper discussions. Hopefully, we'll have more questions that we will have available, and then we can speak with Derrick. Do you have anything else you want to add there?
No, I'm happy and I really am excited and I'm looking forward to be featured again. If I did well, if not, I'll accept. But either way, you can also, be in touch with me through the permission of Real Africa, South Africa, Real South Africa, because my Twitter handle is Ndzavi Derrick, Ndzavi Derrick. Or you just Google my company, Mentors Without Borders, or you Google New DiscoveryBS or Richard My BZ. You'll just find me all over the internet. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to be part of this great mission to put South Africa out there, but also for the sake of growing entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship knows no boundary, knows no country, has no borders. Hence we have Mentors Without Borders, because we believe that being in South Africa, we can offer advice anywhere in the world, but obviously for us to reach out to the world, it will take the companies like Real South Africa to put us out there, to expose our works and also our countries, so that we can have synergy and collaboration as entrepreneurs. Thank you very much.
Chat with you later. Bye.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.